As some of you know, I was in D.C. for a wedding, and at the same time I was in D.C., about 30 members of the Fontbonne and WashU communities were gathering in the lawn in front of the School of the Americas in Georgia in protest. I was having an amazing time at this wedding, a reunion of so many grads, and as I was standing there about ready to go on the dance floor, the girl next to me got a text message, and it was from one of the people from our community who was there protesting at the School of the Americas. And she said, "Oh, a message from Pete." I said, "Cool. How are they doing?" She said, "All it says is, people are just so beautiful." I asked him to explain what he meant.
People are just so beautiful. The thought hit me as I looked out on the crowd of 22,000 gathered at the gates of Fort Benning. People are just so beautiful. What makes this particular political movement different from other political movements is that it openly and unapologetically has as its foundation love. Love not only for the people who have been negatively affected by graduates of the School of the Americas, but also for graduates of the School of the Americas, and also for Latin American leaders who sometimes don't make the best decisions in the best interests of their own people. Each November, people gather to demand the closing of the School of the Americas and reform of American foreign policy, but also, and this is a very critical point, also to be a loving voice for the voiceless poor, in particular of Latin America. We gather at the gates, people from all across the United States, people of different ages. As a matter of fact, it has kind of a feel of a family reunion. You have little kids running around, and they have a section for older folks with lawn chairs, and there's a lot of high school kids and college kids. And we spend most of the weekend listening to musicians and speakers. And these people all have different things to say about what's going on there, but they all have one vital thing in common, and that is love. Love permeates the message that they're trying to communicate. Love for all of their brothers and sisters. All the people involved in that movement have worked passionately and consciously over the years to build a space where people can be just so beautiful.
It was the foundation of love, he said, that built that place where people can be just so beautiful. And I thought for the rest of my night in D.C. about that. And I thought how much that describes my experience of this community that is named the Catholic Student Center at Washington University. That the foundation of this place is love. It was love that gathered so many here over the years, and sometimes merely a search for love, but no less love. And it was love that prompted people to give so much to build this place, first in 1964, and now in 2006. This is a place that was built on the foundation of love, by love. And so it's a place where people are just so beautiful. There are so many beautiful people here. I think of two beautiful people who aren't here tonight, but were this morning, Ginny Weldon and Joe Chupchak, who spearheaded this whole campaign 5 years ago when we decided to try this because it seemed to be what love was calling us to do. And I think of all the work that went into that and their patience with me, teaching me how to do something I've never done in my life. I think of the beautiful people like Linda Domeyer and David Ellington in the Office for Development for the Catholic Student Center and their efforts And I think of the staff here. They're so beautiful. And they have an eye for the beautiful. And it's what they see in you. Do you know how beautiful you are? More than anything in the world, I pray that this can be a community where you come to know how true that is. That you are just so beautiful. When you see it in another, and another sees it in you, then maybe in this place, you'll begin to see it in yourself. You are so beautiful. You're beautiful in your generosity. You're beautiful in how real you are. You're beautiful in how honest you are about your struggles and your heart's desires. You're beautiful because you're willing to make mistakes in your desire to love extravagantly and extremely. You're beautiful because you think big thoughts, bigger than you've ever thought in your life. You're beautiful in your talent. You're beautiful in your eyes and your heart and your soul and your body. You are just so beautiful. And if people who come here in this place can see, looking around this room and in their own mirror, what Pete saw looking over that crowd of 22,000, then we will have done our work. You are so beautiful. There's so many voices in this world that would tell you that you're ugly, that you don't have the right kind of body, that you know what you did those years ago and how awful that was, that you know how much you failed, or you didn't hit the mark you were trying to hit, or you didn't get the job or the school you wanted first. There's so many voices that would tell you for all those reasons and more, you're not beautiful. You're ugly. But those voices need to be quieted and stilled and silenced. And until they are, like the gospel is telling us with extraordinary images, until that sun sets and that earth stops trembling, then the word of God will never come unless we silence those voices that tell us we're ugly if we don't have the right kind of body and the right kind of mind and the right kind of job and the right kind of title. If those voices are not silenced, then the earthquakes will continue and the sun will continue to be dark and the sun of righteousness and love. Because until those things stop and we begin to see how beautiful we are, the world will not be ready for the living God to come. I want this to be a community that tells you something very, very different about yourself than what much in this culture would tell you about you. That you are just so incredibly beautiful. This will not be a community that will shame you for who you are. This will not be a community that will ever shame you for anything you've ever done or not done. This will be a community committed to looking at you with eyes that are set on the beautiful. I pledge that to you, and I pray that you help us do that by doing what you can to create a place where people can know how really beautiful they are. If we come to know that, there'll be another earthquake. It'll be a revolution in the world. Because beautiful people who know they're beautiful do beautiful things and bring out the beautiful in everybody. That would change the world. I think Pete had a mystical experience that day in Georgia when he looked out at 22,000 people and realized they had a place here where they could be just beautiful. May the Catholic Student Center at Washington University and these buildings be a place where you can come to see that people, you too, that people are just so beautiful. Javier Mendoza is one of those beautiful people. About 3 or 4 years ago, he wrote a song that I think captures the best of what I hear the gospel calling us to in this place. I end this reflection with his song, and I pray that you let it be sung to you tonight.
Working resolutions, working for control, working for a feeling I want to ignore, searching for solutions, searching for a creed, searching for some